Someone's a little bit nervous.
Well, I managed to
Just keep
avoid
this try.
hitting a tree.
Go left a little bit. We're driving down a creek bed and we managed to get stuck on a rock. That's all good now.
Arrange this and turn a knob that and put your tyre here and don't accelerate that. No, hold on, you're stuck. But I didn't hit the tree.
And we're out. And we didn't bust any
And the warning, watch out, you could burst a tyre, he says.
Burst a tyre? That's alright. On and upwards.
Using air, fire, metal and imagination, the early blacksmiths forged a future for South Australia's wastelands of the crown. Alright, Tao, what's behind you? Yeah. At Linman? No, oh goodness, Linman. It's 37 degrees outside, so we thought it was a good day to come and try their local brew called Peg and Leg after the settler who discovered copper in the area. And this is the highest pub in South Australia. Sorry, I got to say hello and a fly went up my nose. We are in Paratralina, it's 42 degrees. In the shade actually it's not as bad. The beautiful pub is all closed, but the old Garn railway and display is open, and there was a fantastic fossil display just here. We're just putting some air back in the tyres and then we'll be back on the road. So when your daughter is rock mad, you've got to stop at the fossil site and help her find fossils, even though it's 42 degrees.
Alright, this is the Copley pub. We're in Copley at the moment. Nice little pub here, highly recommend it. We stayed here last night. It's a free camp, but we hooked up to power. We had 44 degrees yesterday, so it was super hot. It probably took about 2 hours for the caravan to cool down. In fact, we hooked it up to power and then turned the aircon on and then went into the pub for a couple of drinks. It was just so hot. So nice little town. There's not a great deal here. We're in the off season, obviously. It's what are we now? Mid-December. So there's not a lot to see or do in the towns, unfortunately. A lot of the shops are shut down for the off season, but still worthwhile coming through and experiencing the old pubs, I think. Yeah, we had a good time and we're continuing to head north.
bad about it. I won't spoil it for you. Down the bottom it says milk, cheese, wool and meat.
Where are you guys?
In a sheep code. In a sheep code.
Yeah.
Over there is a cattle one and we went into that, but it was just a double decker. Floor. Yeah, floor. Single layer.
Pretty
And
cool,
this
huh?
one is double layering on the top.
Marree and the surrounds have some amazing history. We were walking around enjoying the cool morning and a local bloke pulls up beside his car and says, "Hey, I got a museum at that house over there if you want to come see it." So we took him up on the opportunity. Here we met Reg. What a top bloke. He spent the time showing the children all of the different Aboriginal artefacts, explaining what they've been used for and how they've been made. He sang us songs, he told us stories of his life and the areas. I feel privileged to have met Reg and to spend time with him. We even visited him again the next day and sang songs. He plays the guitar and loves Slim Dusty. He's written a book that is worth reading called Talking Sideways, and he's even given us some documentaries he's produced to have a look at. Many years ago, when we crossed the Simpson Desert with the kids, we finished in Birdsville. Here we learnt about Tom Cruise, the outback mailman. We were able to learn more about him here in Marree at the museum they had and meet one of his relatives and see his old car. What an amazing guy. Things were so tough.
We are at Birdsville Airport. Can't really call it an airport, I suppose, an aerodrome. And Corne's met us. So Corne flew from Warrnambool, Cobar, White Cliffs, Lee Creek, and Lee Creek to here. And this morning we are going to do a scenic flight. So we're just getting set up at the moment. Corne's doing all of his pre-flights. We're going to go over Lake Eyre, bit of an orbit, we'll have a look around, down to Marree Man, back to here, and then we might even go to William Creek this afternoon.
Right. Out. Pump on. All is good. Alright.
Pressure.
Let me just straighten out the tail wheel because we did a... Sensor and left.
Temperature.
Do a left turn, climbing. What is wrong with exhaust gas temperature? Full range.
Check exhaust gas temperature.
Cover center, good day, Corne 661, bottom 400. 661, Melbourne center, good day. I'm gonna turn the Melbourne one. 35, right? So, okay.
Marree traffic, aviation Zulu Charlie, departing downwind 2100 and heading for Lake Eyre South, Marree.
Alright, you might take control? Yeah. All over. Just with normal flying and turning, with this one, you don't really need any rudder input. Like you can see on the ball, this is probably because of the prop or something. But yeah, it doesn't really need much.
Several years ago, I made a New Year's resolution to obtain my pilot's license. I fulfilled that dream, but in order to save and make this trip around Australia with my family a reality, I pulled back a little while ago in order to save some money. I still have my license, but unfortunately I'm not current, which means I can't fly solo at the moment. Since then, Corne has definitely taken up the gauntlet. He passed his pilot's license along with several other endorsements such as tailwheel and constant speed prop, making it possible for him to fly this fantastic RV9 anywhere he chooses. There is nothing like learning to fly. It's mentally, technically and physically demanding. It pushes you to your absolute limit. I'll never forget when an instructor of mine said his job was to take me to the edge of my ability, turn my brain into mush, and then push me through it. In doing so, you extend yourself just that little bit further, and next time, you'll nail it. When you come out the other side, as Corne has, you have this absolute freedom to go wherever you like across these skies. A while ago, we were chatting one idle afternoon about how great it'll be to fly across Lake Eyre one day. Well, today, it's reality, and something that I, and no doubt Corne, will ever forget.
So this is one of Sid Kidman's stations. So the Birdsville track, right, which I think is this track you can see down here. Oh yeah. The reason it exists is that Kidman had some farms, some stations up in Queensland, right? And he would drive the cattle from Queensland all the way down to Adelaide and meet the train at Marree. What? That's how the Birdsville track was created. That's a commitment, right? That would take. It would take months. I think it was weeks. Yeah. It's about, from Birdsville to here, it's about 500 kilometres, 600 kilometres. Yeah, this track out here, we drove out that a couple of years ago, and I think this, where we're about to fly straight over, right, is a dam that they flood with bore water. Yeah. But drinkable, or was it like that? No, drinkable for the stock, but not for people. Not for people, okay. Yeah. See the look there, it just disappears to the horizon, doesn't it? Yeah, like from afar, the first time I saw, I thought is it cloud or ground? Because it looks like it's lifted, doesn't it? Looks like there could be water over there. Yeah. At least damp. Well, I guess that's why this. If it's white, it's dry, and when it's watery color, it must be. We should have put in your map. There's Donald something or other did the land speed record here. Oh right. On the Salt Lake. On the Salt Lake, yeah.
I'll wait for 32 liters to come up, and then but we'll see where we are first. It's like I'll just redo or undo what I've done if it wants to quit. All we have to do is just pull it back to about 80 knots. So if it dies, because we're going 125, we can gain a bit of height. But it's like it never did anything. So pick a spot. Like this place right in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fuel pump coming on. Switching tanks. Pressure is good. Fuel pump coming off. Pressure is good. All is good. Okay, so that was 30 minutes.
Oh, look! Right ahead of us.
Oh, it's right there. Right. Right there. Wow, mate, well spotted. I wasn't even looking.
So should we be at 3.5 to see that?
Yeah, he said 3.5 is best. You can keep it on 100 knots.
100?
Yeah, just pull it back and keep it on 100. Okay, I'll bring it around for you. I'm just gonna do a bank and then I'm gonna turn the other way.
Yep.
Alright.
Check exhaust gas temperature.
That's 45.
45?
Yeah.
The Marree Man is shrouded in a bit of mystery. It's a 3-kilometre tall geoglyph which is astonishingly appeared between the 27th of May and the 12th of June in 1998. It was spotted accidentally by a pilot during one of his scenic flights across Lake Eyre. NASA's satellite imagery proves that it didn't exist before May that year. It's an amazing piece of work with accuracy down to mere centimetres. Sounds easy today, but at the time only military, government and some universities had access to GPS systems. The Marree Man is located about 60 kilometres east of Marree on the Springs station. Its creator is still unknown to this date. If you've ever travelled the Loooonnong track, you'll be familiar with the sculptures that appear out of the desert. Interestingly, these sculptures were created at a similar time to Marree Man. The South Australian government, in their infinite wisdom, declared the Marree Man an act of vandalism and stated it would prosecute its creator. Funnily enough, since then, creator has never come forward.
That's 16.
Boy.
Funky.
2 Gs.
Yeah, we have to keep it at 2. Roughly there.
That way.
19.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just keep it at 216.
Oh, yeah. The Loooonnong track.
Yeah, we got distracted.
Yeah, just about to cross over the Loooonnong. So we have Loooonnong, I can't see. Just coming up the top of the cowling, right?
Do you need me to lower the nose or something?
Yeah, so it's coming on the top of the cowling.
Oh, here it is, I see it.
Yep. Marree out there somewhere, I've got no idea. And then behind us, behind the wing, is Howard Springs, Mount Springs, and William Creek.
I think this is the ranges that he...
Yeah. Oh, Finnis Springs. So this track coming along here heads out to Finnis Springs. Let me take a video of that, actually. So off to our right-hand side is a track heading out to Finnis Springs, where Reg Todd, was born. The guy we met yesterday. He gave kids a book.
All the kids, yeah, they know all the stuff. Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, that's awesome. The look of concentration, mate.
Oh, I just want to see it all and suck it up.
Yeah, you kind of forget to look out the window sometimes, don't you?
Yeah. You just see, like in my mind, I'm just wondering, like, what the hell happened? Like, is it because it doesn't look like it's water? Because it's actually like both. It runs this way and that way, like little dams.
Check cylinder head temperature.
Yeah. Because of that one.
See ya. Mwah.
Have a hot chocolate when you get to Lake Creek.
No, have a beer when you get ready. Don't step on things. Okay, so now it was really my turn. I was going to go up in a teeny tiny plane and get to see Lake Eyre from the sky. I was really excited. Actually, I was a bit nervous too. For breakfast, I was putting teaspoons of ginger powder into my juice and then a bit more ginger powder into my juice. A lot of people know that I can even manage to get myself sick on swings. I did really well. It was fantastic. I wasn't sick, it wasn't too hot, it was just amazing. Corne's plane was not what I expected. It wasn't too noisy, it was pretty stable, although I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the skill of the pilot trying to fly gently for his nervous passenger. What an opportunity, I am so grateful for this.
Alright, who wants to tell me what's going on?
We're going to go on this desert track while Mummy and Corne are flying in the air to where we're going.
That's exactly right. You know what?
Straight Lucky.
No.
We're heading to Lake somewhere.
We're going to Lake Eyre, but do you know the name of the track that we're going on?
No.
No. Yeah, do you want to read the sign? So we've got
The
Oonadatta track. Road restrictions. Marree to Roxbury Downs is open. Marree to William Creek, we're going to William Creek today, is open. Mummy and Corne, I just checked it up on the satellite tracking, they're over Lake Eyre North. So they'll probably be at William Creek in about half an hour, 20 minutes. And we will be travelling about 60 kilometres an hour, I think, with the caravan on. So it will take us at least 3 hours, plus stops maybe 4 hours. Alright, off we go. So just behind me here is the dog-proof fence, which from memory, it's been a while since I looked at this, but I have a feeling that this direction, it basically runs all the way up to Corne, so eventually we'll cross the Birdsville and the Stretch Lucky up into Corne and then travels the border with New South Wales and Queensland. So this is still maintained today, and we've passed this grid, which is a double cattle grid, obviously to try and keep the dogs off it, and there is also an alarm. We're going into this is an Aboriginal land here, and we met Reg, who was born on this mission. Reg in Marree, and this is their lands. And if I swing around, the mission is I don't have my orientation properly. I think the mission's actually on this side of the track, but Marree Man is probably about northwest of where we are now. And it extends up towards Lake Eyre. I don't think we can drive out there, but if we can, we'll take a look, but I'm pretty sure we can't. And then on this side of the track, we have the old Garn. So we've basically followed the old Garn now all the way to William Creek. In fact, the old Garn goes all the way to Oodnadatta, and then up into Mount Dare and into our springs. So anyway, we'll keep moving. We haven't seen any travellers today at all. There's been one grader, and that's it. The road condition's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it actually. I aired down to 24, and the car and the caravan are doing fine on 24. I'm only taking it easy, doing about 60-70 k's an hour, just really more to avoid rock damage. I've got this stone stomper that sits between the car and the caravan, and it's trying to protect a lot of the front of the caravan from stone damage. So in our previous camper trailer, we basically took all of the paint off here last time we came down these tracks, just from the stones peppering the front of it, so hopefully that'll protect it. So anyway, we'll keep going. Corne and Amanda should have landed really about 20 minutes ago, I think. And we've still got 180 kilometres to go, I think, before we get there, so better keep moving. Alright. Where are we, kids?
We're at the bubbler.
We're at the bubbler.
It's a ball bath.
Don't swim in it.
And it's bubbling, but we're in a bit of a rush. Why are we in a rush?
Because the water tank on the caravan, the cap of it came off when we're driving. We think a rock hit it.
So we're taking that out and put the water into the good tank?
Yep.
Took a while to do it.
So ironically, when we stopped to have a look at the spring, we blew a rock hit one of the fittings of the tank and took it clean off, and luckily we saw it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've lost about 90 litres, and water is probably more valuable out here than fuel. Yeah, it could have been worse. We've noticed it and managed to plug it, and then we emptied what was remaining in the bad tank to the good tank. So we managed to salvage 90 litres. We lost half of it. We lost 90 litres and saved 90 litres. No, so lucky for that. We also have a third tank in the car, which is good. So we've still got about 150 litres of drinking water, but not ideal, unfortunately. So we're out of road coverage, and Corne and Amanda have been sitting at William Creek now for about a good 3 or 4 hours, and we are overdue now, and we're still at least an hour away. So they're going to be wondering what happened to us. Head back out of Mound Springs, which is